So after waiting 2 months for the new DLC that eventually came out to be the Flight School DLC, we end up receiving 1 car, 3 aircraft, and a pilot school, which was really, or flight school, which was really elementary at best. What is going on, everybody? My name is Physiics. Welcome back to another GTA 5 video. And in today's video, I'm going to make a little bit of a topic about the new DLC 1.16, the flight school update. And I'm actually making this video a little bit later than what people thought I was going to do, and I have a very easy explanation as to why I'm making this video now. I didn't want to make this video when the DLC was out. I didn't want to make this video a day after, and the reason for that being is because honestly I was very disappointed. I had no positive things to say about this DLC, and I knew that if I made the video right away, I would just make a complete non-coherent rant about the DLC and how terrible it is and how I didn't like it, in my opinion. I think everybody's entitled to their opinion, so before I start and kind of tell you why I feel this is a very bad DLC, please understand these are just my opinions and my thoughts, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion. If you feel like this was a great DLC, then great, good for you. Rockstar did their job. I, on the other hand, totally, completely, respectfully disagree. I would not have been talking like this if I made this video the day of this DLC dropping. But nevertheless, let's sort of go over what we received exactly in this Flight School DLC. 1, the Coquette. We received 1 vehicle. What they did, which I feel like maybe they thought they were clever enough to do, was they gave us a Coquette and they gave us the same vehicle. One had a convertible top, which doesn't come up, I believe, and the other one was a hard top, which I think looks better. Now, what they could have done was they could have just given us the Coquette and made it an option to where you can make it a convertible, or make the convertible top be 1, or make it just be an actual convertible, or even go as far as to go to Los Santos Customs and make that an option in itself. But no, Rockstar decided to make this vehicle a 2-vehicle Coquette, so we got 2 cars. It doesn't work that way. We only received 1 car. The airplanes, the aircraft. The aircraft, in my opinion, were probably one of the biggest letdowns out of anything in this particular update. Never mind the fact that we didn't receive a Hydra, which, to be honest with you, I didn't really care. I mean, I wasn't really expecting them to have a Hydra because, like I said in the other videos I made about the leak, that's all it was, a leak. So we don't know if that was even going to be in the update or not. We all speculated it was, but there was no promises that it would be. So the Hydra aside, I really could care less that there was no Hydra. Or at least the Hydra we thought it was going to be. Who knows? Maybe the Hydra that was in the files was the Bezra all along. So we receive a Bezra, which is a fun aircraft. It's a fun jet until you realize that there is no offensive capabilities to this plane. In a nutshell, you are a pigeon in the sky. You can't do anything but fly and just poop on people. That's it. There really is nothing you can do but be a pigeon in the sky and fly. That's my only issue with this. And I understand people are saying, well, this is a flight school DLC. It's not a military DLC. It isn't a DLC where it was meant to have explosive fire powered, jets and airplanes. Okay, I get it. But tell me this. What is the point of me having a Bezra when I go in a public session and some a-hole in a fighter jet is chasing me and I'm in the Bezra? What can I do but eject? That's about it. Or fly away somehow and outmaneuver the person. Nobody likes to play the cat and mouse game when you're the mouse. And I feel like Rockstar messed up on that point. Even if this is the flight school update and it was all about learning how to fly and stuff like that, I felt like it was only appropriate to include rockets or even the bullets in the jet of the Bezra. I felt like that was very appropriate, and I feel like they kind of missed out on that particular point. Now the 16-passenger Miljet, on the other hand, it was a rather large airplane. It looks just like the Luxor, just a little bit bigger, maybe like a small a small fragment bigger, but still, it pretty much looked like a Luxor to me, and you can fit 16 people in and have a blast with your friends. I felt like this was a completely worthless airplane. Other than people like Vanos or people who make just funny moments pretty much in GTA, I really don't see the purpose in these aircraft for the most part. Now, as far as the Swift Hilo and also the Bravo, those are essentially the same aircraft. All it is, they just have different paint jobs. So essentially we received 3 aircraft and 1 car. So now we go to the flight school. The flight school itself, I felt, was very mediocre. I felt like it was very elementary, and I didn't really see anything in there that would keep me interested for more than the actual mission point of it. I did the first mission and I was just like, okay, like really, this is the first mission? I got a lot of that from other people as well as I was talking to them. I don't know, there really isn't anything positive out of the flight school other than the payout at the end of the day. It gives you a decent amount of cash for what you're doing, and that is about the only thing that saves this DLC from being an uttermost catastrophe amongst all DLC. Now, in my opinion, it seems like this DLC was put together last minute, and I say that because of just some of the terrible decisions I feel were made. I mean, they gave us 1 car, they gave us 3 aircraft, a flight school DLC with no imagination and no creativity. They also went ahead and gave us a pilot suit for the clothing, which was okay, I guess. And apparently there was like some sort of a hat thing that you can wear as well. Okay, great, thanks. So, if you look at the totality of everything we received, what did we really get? All we got was an overpriced DLC. The one thing that really disappointed me the most, and it really turned me off about Rockstar, and I've known this for a while. It's a business, I understand. The fact that these airplanes are so overpriced, I felt it was completely ridiculous. How can you be Rockstar and expect your players, your loyal fans? I myself throw myself in that pool, okay, and I have a lot of money. But nevertheless, I'm talking about guys who play this game, girls who play this game for fun, who just want to sit there and play the game and enjoy it with their friends. How can you sit there and expect people to play this game legitimately and not do any money glitches, not do money lobbies or anything like that when you have such an overpriced DLC? Airplanes that cost $2 million, $1.9, $1.7. The vehicle itself was $660,000. Completely overpriced. Very blatantly saying, buy our shark cards. The whole bottom line is purchase shark cards. This is what this DLC was. Here you go, waste your money, buy more shark cards. That's what I saw from this DLC. And then they put out a statement on the newswire saying, we're going to raise the payouts. And then Rooftop Rumble, which is probably the only mission that people, it's worthwhile to play, to grind. You nerf it to the point where people were making 12,000. If that's not a kick in the balls, I don't know what is. When I saw this DLC, after I was done playing it, and after about 3 hours, I was completely finished. I was done. I had no more desire to play this DLC. Me, being a loyal fan to Rockstar, me giving them my $60 for my game, through all the lies from Heist, through all the false promises of it's coming in spring, to all the false, sorry guys, we're still working on them, all that BS. Now you guys give us this DLC, which I felt was a big middle finger to all of your fans. That's how I took it. I took this DLC as a huge middle finger, and thanks for the 3 billion in 3 days or whatever it was. That's how I felt Rockstar was saying. I feel like Rockstar knows that we're going to keep playing GTA 5, so they're like, just give them this garbage. Just give them this, just think of something. Hey Bill, go make something real quick. Give it to me in an hour, we'll put it together. That's what I feel like they're doing with these DLCs. At least with this one. This is how this one really hurt for me. Like, just the way I felt Rockstar thinks of its loyal fans. And people want to make the argument and say, look, these DLCs are free. You have no right to complain. Well, I beg to differ. The reason why we have to complain is because these are free. Why should we expect anything greater from the paid DLCs? Because look, this is what's going to happen. I have a feeling this is, once Heist does come out, every DLC that comes afterwards will be paid DLC. Do you know why? Because how can Rockstar sit there and charge you for DLCs when they can't even give us Heist? That's why right now these DLCs are free. Because one, a lot of the stuff that they're giving us is stuff that should have been in the game to begin with, and they managed to strip it out before release so they can dish it to us little by little, like they are right now. Of course, there's going to be holiday themed DLCs that they do give us, which are created and they are being developed, which, you know, kudos for that. But this DLC I felt was very disrespectful. You know, if we don't have a right to be upset and tell Rockstar, hey, this is not an okay DLC, then why would they ever give us anything better? Why? This is the point of complaining. This is the point of tweeting at them and telling them this DLC is not going to cut it. The next one needs to be better. It needs to have more depth. It needs to have more creativity. If you're able to create such a masterpiece of GTA 5 and we're willing to stick by your game and be loyal fans, you owe it to us. You owe it to us to give us better DLC. If you don't want to give us better DLC, then charge us. I would be glad to pay for DLC if that meant it's going to be a lot better than this garbage. And the reason why we need to argue, like I said, and I can't stress this enough, if we don't argue, then they think that this is okay. If we don't tweet at them and tell them that this DLC was hot garbage, that it was totally unsatisfactory, then that tells them they did a good job. And we all know the majority of the people who play GTA, the people who don't have their heads up Rockstar's ass, who are trying to kiss their ass so they can be on the live stream, so they can be on Rockstar's live stream, so they can get a nice little shout out on Twitter by Rockstar, so we can tell them, look, this is not cool. This DLC was complete trash, in my opinion. If you feel differently, good for you. I'm happy, and I mean that. Good for you, because at least you're not disappointed. Because I'm very disappointed in this DLC. If this is the way they're gonna give us DLCs, I have no confidence in Rockstar that heists are gonna be great. This only makes me believe that heists are gonna be garbage as well. That's my take on it. I thought this was one of the worst, if not the worst DLC, next to the Beach Bum update, and even that update doesn't count because it was the first one. They didn't know what to do. They were testing out the waters just like we were. So, you know, that's my opinion on it. Hopefully you guys can respect it the same way I will respect your opinion. If you guys enjoyed the video, then go ahead and drop a like and subscribe for more GTA 5 content. My name is Physiics. I'll see you guys on the next GTA 5 video. Peace.